Getting shit done. Sometimes we create barriers and resistance so much that we can't do some of the most simple tasks ever devised by man or woman. Now, sometimes we can't start a task because we've got some sort of issue. Maybe we've broken our leg, or maybe we haven't got a spanner to be able to meddle underneath the sink. But a lot of the time, we set up certain things that block us from following through and achieving a promise that we've made with ourselves or to others. If you follow 5 fairly simple steps, hopefully you will achieve things and get shit done. The first thing is if a task is absolutely massive, like perhaps you're building an aircraft hangar or perhaps trying to develop some sort of rocketry system to take you to Venus or the moon, you want to break it down into smaller tasks. That way it becomes a little bit less intimidating. Small little goals that you can achieve, and you see that you can make a step forward and achieve things. The next point is to try and reduce friction. Sometimes we try and start something, but something's in the way. Like we might say, I'm going to go for a run, but unfortunately, we've lost the key, so we can't even get out of the door. If you set out your kit, your shoes, your t shirt, your shorts, and leave the key on the side, all the friction's gone, and it's up to you to start running. The next point is to set boundaries about your attention. Sometimes you know you're going to get interrupted, or you might just start scrolling, looking at images of cats on Instagram. What you really want to do is set aside half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it might be, where you can have 100% focus on whatever you're trying to achieve. That way, you won't get distracted and you can at least make a step forward. The fourth point is to generate a degree of accountability that not only sits inside your head, but perhaps other people might see. If you say that you're going to go for a run, tell someone and say, I'm going to go for a run. Then they can hold you to task. If you promise it to yourself, you've got nothing to prove to nobody, and it's a lot easier just to not bother and stay at home. The fifth and final point is to try and understand why you're trying to do a task in hand. Sometimes you do things for no apparent reason, or someone asks you to do something, and it's only when you get about halfway through you realize it's a complete and utter waste of time. So you just stop at that point. If it's something meaningful and it means something to you, you're more likely to get to the end of it and complete the task. So, to go over those 5 points again: break big, mega tasks into small parts, reduce friction that might hinder you from achieving your goal, set boundaries on your attention, know that you can actually do something without being interrupted, make yourself a little bit accountable to other people, and then understand why you're doing something before you start. Otherwise, you're going to realize it's a waste of time and not follow through, not literally. And with that in mind, you'll probably get some shit done.